Okay, the story of this self-portrait. So this was a self-portrait assignment. And that right there is one of those chapsticks, those round chapsticks. I forget what they were called. I think this was in 2016, 2017. And the assignment was I think I quizzed all the students and asked them to write down on a piece of paper their 5 most prominent emotions in the last week or few days. So they all wrote them down, and I wrote mine down. And I walked around and looked and see what everybody was writing, and then I said, how many of you think that I'm just calm and peaceful all the time? Patient and kind all the time. And they were like, all the hands went up, because I teach yoga and meditation, so they kind of just thought, well, yeah, I'm that way all the time. But I really wanted them to know that, oh, no, I'm not that way all the time. So I told them the story of usually when I would get into work, I'd arrive there at, 7:30, 7:45, sometimes 8 o'clock, sometimes 8:10. But anyway, I would get there, and usually I was hauling a bunch of stuff for them, and I had bags over this arm and a backpack on, and I would walk into my classroom, and it would be dark, and we have automatic lights, so motion sensor lights. But the motion sensor light in my classroom was really frustrating. It didn't work. Oftentimes the lights went off and I was working there by myself because it didn't know I was there. And the other times when I walked in, it wouldn't come on. And it was really frustrating. And I'm got to get to work, and I'm like, got a bunch to do, and this freaking light won't go on. And every morning it's the same damn thing. So my routine was to come in the room, see if I could walk in front of the light, get it to turn the lights on, and when it wouldn't do that, it didn't matter if I turned it on the switch. So what I would have to do is I would go stand at a certain spot in the room, and I showed my class, this is where I would stand, and I'd point to the corner of the room. I would drop all my bags, pissed off that I got to do this, and I would, oftentimes I would just dance and move and make motions so that the light would come on. But after doing it day after day after day to get that light to come on, it just started pissing me off more and more. And so I would stand in the corner and look at the little sensor and go, really big. And I did that in front of my students too. And just, was awash in just frustration and anger and just, so anyway, that was one of my base emotions, frustration and anger. And then when we look at those, the exercise is, what you'll find is when you write those down, those emotions down, oftentimes they're emotions that can go throughout your life. And frustration is a big one for me. And I remember throwing fits with my mother trying to teach me to sew or iron, and just being just a little snotty brat, and just getting frustrated. I can't, that I can't business. And my poor mom would just take over for me. And then it became this kind of tool, like, well, if I do that, then people will step up and do what I don't want to do. Anyway, but I decided that the chapstick. So one of the times that this kind of unbridled frustration would come up for me is I'd be driving in my car, and I had my purse sitting on the passenger seat, and I just think, I really love having the feeling of just something smooth on my lips. So I wanted my chapstick, and I would reach in the purse, and that thing's pretty easy to, feel. But there were times when I could not find the damn thing. It was not in there, and I'm searching around. I'm driving Highway 4, and I'm finally just like, mother, sorry. I swear in my head. And I would just take the purse and just shake the shit out of it. and wait till that goddamn thing fell out and grab it and be like all pissed about, not being able to find it. Okay, that's one side of the coin. There were also times when I reached into my purse and found it first thing. And did I give that satisfaction of finding it first thing the same amount of energy? I did not. And I realized, well, I should. We pay so much attention to the bad stuff that happens, and we feed it. God, we just feed it. So in this portrait I'm trying, by the way, I don't consider this finished. Nothing I ever do I consider finished. This needs a lot of work, but I wanted to portray a sense of calm and really give homage and honor the moments when things do fall into place, and to feed those as much as I feed the negative stuff. And then this little creature is a Richard Scarry character. I read Richard Scarry books to my kids, and I read them to my grandkids, and I love this little spider, so I put him in there just to help portray the way we get so tangled up in our emotions and our negative feelings, and the way we can just let it take us over like a wave. I mean, those happen. Those times happen. But there are also times when things go right, and we need to feed those as well. Anyway, maybe someday I'll finish this. Thanks for asking. Talk to you later.